So Robinhood is expected to report their earnings today after close. Here is everything you need to know about it. So Hood did report their earnings after close today. Let's go ahead and share the screen, and we're going to go over the charts and fundamentals and a little bit of technicals as well. So welcome, consider subscribing and smash that like button. So Robinhood did report their earnings as of today, February 9th, 2026 for Q4 2025. Now their forecast for EPS was 0.60. It came in at 0.66, which it beat its earnings per share forecast. Revenue, on the other hand, they forecasted it to come into a 1.34 billion, and they actually missed revenue, only hitting 1.28 billion. Now, that is not bad for missing one and beating another, but there was a EPS surprise of plus 10%. And, let's see how the markets reacted. The markets didn't react very positive at all. So let's go ahead and talk about the technicals. As you all know, Robinhood has been on a descending trend for quite some time. From those highs of even 125, it has had a hard time to get above this 200-day moving average. Every time it touches this level, it begins to sell off, and it sold off enough to where we had a dip around $68.67 and pushed up. And coincidentally, it was being held down before earnings today, and as you can see, after hours it is down right now about 6%. Now total, it was down closer to, I believe, 9% at one point, 10% in the after hours right when the earnings report was released. So being down 10% is pretty significant for a Hood. Now a couple things I wanted to highlight is Robinhood beat on earnings but missed on revenue, and it seems like any misses this earnings season are being punished, okay, not only by Hood but by other companies as well, like PayPal, Apple, Amazon, MSTR. There's been a few companies that have reported earnings and have been devastated. Even though they beat their earnings, they're struggling to stay in the green. So another thing I wanted to bring up here was Robinhood provides initial quarterly data. So its net deposits were 4.5 billion and an analyzed growth rate of 17%. Margin book increased 121% year over year. Equity notional trading volume increased 57% year over year. Options contract trading increased 20% year over year. Crypto trading volumes are 22.9 billion. And event contracts trades were a record 3.4 million. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, that means that they had a lot of trading volume, but because now NFL is over, now that crypto has seen a fall in share price, Robinhood is seeing a lot more of a decline in their share price. As you can see here, Bitcoin's down to 68,600, a sharp push down to 60, and then a bounce up right back to 68,000, resulting in Hood almost doing the identical, right? Selling off to about 68, pushing back up to 86, and kind of flatlining. Well, this is not good, right? It got rejected off of this moving average. It's now selling off. It's at $80 in the after hours session, right? Beat um, it beat on earnings but missed on revenue. Trading volume is a lot lower. Bitcoin and crypto markets are plummeting and selling off, resulting in Hood not getting as much volume in their crypto space as well. And that's not necessarily a good thing for Hood at this current time. Now, Hood can definitely get a little cheaper. I believe it can also go up more, right? There's still there's still analysts saying that the price target is still well in the 130 price point, 150 price point. So it is still very possible for this to eventually go back up. Does it mean it has to go up today or tomorrow? Not necessarily. Now, let's see, what else do I want to showcase to you here? There was another one. Oh, right here. So Robinhood markets, we're seeing an increase, right, in EPS. So EPS is up higher. But if we look back even to 2021, it had a -6 earnings per share, -2, -0.4, -0.5, and then finally started to become profitable around 2024. And even in February 11th, 2025, it had a dollar EPS, 1.01 EPS. So it has been maintaining profitability as far as its earnings per share. Revenues also, down at 522 million, then went a little lower to around 300 million, and then bounced back up to 400, and then to 600, and then it hit its first $1 billion in revenue on February 11th, 2025. Went down a little bit to like 900 million, and then now it's sitting at 1.28 billion. So this is the highest in revenue it's ever had. This is all the highest EPS it's had since, of course, that $1 here on February 11th. But overall, this seems to be like a pretty solid company as far as revenues and earnings per share goes, as far as it increasing over time. Now, what can we expect moving forward? Obviously, we can see, man, the ads are insane. Obviously, we can see that margin book growth slowing. January margin book grew at just 17 annualized versus 29% in Q3, signaling potential deceleration in key revenue drivers. Now, they do have that predictability market going on, and a lot of that big focus was on like sports, NFL, fights, things like that, as well as, crypto selling off. So not doing the best there. But crypto revenue likely disappointed this as well. While Q3 saw crypto revenue surge 300% year over year, January data shows Robinhood app crypto volumes down 57%. This sharp reversal suggests Q4 crypto revenue likely peaked early in the quarter before Bitcoin's late year correction, creating a sequential decline investors hadn't anticipated. So I know crypto has a lot to do with this. They have an article here if you want to pause it. You guys can read that if you want to. But basically, they're saying that the outlook for 2026 expense plan is designed to accelerate product velocity, drive net deposit growth, and grow revenues overall. This expense outlook includes growth investments in new or recently launched products and features, marketing, international expansion, etc. They also had some cost-related expenses of acquisitions from Trade PMR and Bitstamp, and rapid growth in existing core products, while also driving rapid growth in existing core products and productivity. They're saying their outlook for 2026 adjusted operating expenses in SBC is 2.6 billion to 2.72 billion, which represents an 18% year-over-year growth. And the expense outlook does not include provisions for credit losses, costs related to pending acquisitions, joint ventures, costs for modifications of executives, CFO transitions, etc., etc. So basically, what we can expect is Robinhood Q3 crypto revenue surged 300% in Q3, but it's dropped since then, right? So due to that drop in crypto, we are seeing a huge decline in Hood itself, right? Some of the financials you can see here as well. I don't think it's updated yet. No, it's not updated yet. So we'll wait for the updates for that. Revenues are there though. EPS is still there. I mean, price target, I am still considering a price target around 140. And for all of you, who have been watching my channel, who are members of our LTE team that watch me trade live every morning at Market Open, if you want to be a part of that, then click that first link in the description. But, we're potentially looking at an 80%, increase on this stock price over the next few months. Maybe it takes a year. I hope not, but there is still potential for this to go up higher. Now, there is downside. Obviously, this can go down to $30 potentially, $50. Will it? I'm not too sure, right? There's no way to actually predict it. But I'd love to see a profit target of around 140 to around 150, right? And as you know, for anyone who's been watching my channel knows that I've actually been averaging down on this position. So let me go ahead and show you that. We're going to show our trading records here. I started buying a few shares here in this area around 105, 107, 108 was the highest, right? So buying around 108 and 107. So I had a pretty high price target, and then I bought the dip. I actually bought the dip very aggressively on this day. I had a feeling that this would begin to push up a little bit more, and I also thought, hey, if it doesn't push up more, then I'll just buy more on that dip. So I bought pretty heavily down here at the 75 mark, 72 mark, 70 mark. And then I also just bought the dip today. So even though the market's selling off, it was down nearly, what, 8% when I actually bought a few more. It was down 8%, and I'm still buying shares of this company. So I do believe in it long term. My average share price right now for a cost basis, let's go ahead and take a look. Cost basis is much lower than it was. I remember before it was around, I believe like 107, then it went to 104, and then it was at 102, and then we're at 98, and now we have a cost basis of 94.27. Okay, so I do have an average position size, or I'm sorry, a total position size of around $800 or 10 shares. And again, I wouldn't mind adding more to this position, down currently about 6% on the day. All right, but with an average price of $94, down maybe 15% with a nice upside, realistically of, easily if we hit 140s, we can see a 50% increase to a 65% increase. So we're talking anywhere from $450 to around $600 in profits on this trade here. Now, does it have to play out? No. But the beauty of it is I could still continue to average down. I could buy more. I can get in with $1,000. I can get in with $2,000 when it makes sense. So that way I can increase the amount of money that I can make over time. By being able to have um, the ability to buy more shares when this begins to sell off gives us the ability to get a better average price, because again, we can't predict the market. We don't know when the bottom is actually going to happen. But by averaging down and creating a good position size that's manageable, we can then ride that wave back up to higher levels and actually create more profits than we ever thought possible. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope that gave you a little insight on Robinhood. And if you guys want to watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow morning with our LTE team, all you have to do is simply click that link in the description below. That'll give you 100% free lifetime access for right now, but I will be charging a fee once we cross over 1,000 members. So there's about 200 spots or so left. So make sure you get in, claim your free spot for that lifetime access. Appreciate you guys' time. Like always, remember, smash that like button for me. Consider subscribing to the channel, and let's end the year on a green note. Have a great day, guys.